just being nice, going along to get along can lead you to a lot of problems. I mean, look, there's someone we both know who leads, the school where your son is and my son went, who has a great line. He told me once, don't confuse kindness with weakness. I've been in some tense situations where lawyers have definitely tried to goad me or provoke that, whether it's in front of court or in front of a jury or otherwise. And I have really, really always tried to just ignore that, let that go away. The thing, when people have question, what the most ironic thing, Lisa, is the times people have gotten most angry with me and questioned my integrity is when they've been caught doing something improper.
In their own integrity, right.
In their own integrity, and they turn around. I had this happen in February. Someone violated a court order 3 times in trial, 3 times within one day. Thursday afternoon, twice, Friday morning in front of a jury, all 3 times. The judge got really mad and threatened to punish them for that. And looked at me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "I can't believe it happened." Yes. And asked me if we wanted a mistrial, which means do it all over again. I said, "I have to talk to the client. I don't know. Can I think about it? But it's really not good." And the judge laughed and said she's going to think about it. And the lawyer turned around in court. The judge wasn't there and said, "I can't believe you're doing this to me." And walked towards me. This is someone I've known for a long time. And I said, "You need to lower your voice and you need to take 2 steps back." I didn't think he was going to slug me or anything, but I'm like, lower your voice and take 2 steps back. And he goes, "How could you do this to me?" And I repeated that, lower your voice and take 2 steps back. I said, "I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. You did." I said, "So it's not on me, it's on you." And the client, his client was in the courtroom, my client was in the courtroom, the bailiff was in the courtroom, court reporter was in the courtroom. And then I said, "So sorry, this is not on me, it's on you." And I thought, wow, how could you get mad at me for something you did? And so that was one. I just think I had something. People are so quick to accuse, and people think if you made a mistake that you're evil or you had ill intent. So I think there's a huge difference between if you make a mistake, if you misspeak, then you say, "I think you made a mistake there. Do you want to correct yourself?" As opposed to, "I cannot believe you misrepresented that," which means you lied. Just a fancy way of saying you lied. Right. And I just think people are so quick to that. And I just tell people, you know what? You may not know me, but I make mistakes, but do not ever tell me I'm trying to deceive someone. So that won't happen. And I just think you have to be, I just think there's a zero tolerance for that. I have a zero tolerance for it. I don't put up with it with others. And I don't put up with it with myself. If I'm not sure about something, I'm clear. I will be candid with the judge at all times. I'll tell judges things that may cut against our position because that's my oath. And I've had clients that have in the past go, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Well, first of all, the judge asked. You got to give an honest answer. Second of all, it's a long game. Life is a long game.
Yes.
This case is a long game. As my dad told me that his father, my grandfather told him, who was a self-made, uneducated, but very self-made, not formally educated, I should say. He was educated. Right. Not formally educated, immigrant, businessman, told my dad, 2 things my dad always said is, everyone has a job, that's self-explanatory, and you have one last name, I'll paraphrase, don't mess it up.
Oh, right.
And Lisa, I just really believe in that. And so I have had clients question why I have been so forthright, why I have even volunteered something that may not be good for us in the moment. And I said, because at the end of the day, if we're not credible in this court, we're going to be in bad shape. And sometimes the best way to build credibility is let the judge know what your weaknesses are and let them know, where you're at. And let them know, you know what, the reason we're not asking for that is we're not entitled to that, Your Honor, but we do think we're entitled to this. And it makes it's like any kind of business. I mean, who are you going to trust, right?
Right.
So I don't know. That's a very
that was a great answer. So many nuggets to that. Let me ask you on the flip side, what about those who don't understand the importance of admitting when they're wrong That's one piece.
Yep.
What about those who don't understand why the accusatory communication is more harm than good? And thirdly, I'm gonna even flip it more, is what about those that don't understand, like when you have to be assertive and firm and stand up in the courtroom and call someone out? That was an example. What about those who don't have the confidence to even flip it? I always like to say there's nowhere in the faith that I serve that you're supposed to be nice. Nice is not in that. Kind is one thing, but not nice, because there's a boldness and there's a firmness that you do need at times. And what about those who don't feel comfortable with that boldness or that firmness to stand up and to change the trajectory? Those we call it in corporate America change agents, right? But yes.
Yeah, because if you don't stand up, whether it's in a courtroom to call someone out, you have first of all, you have an obligation to yourself. I think I have and forget the law license stuff, which is obviously important, but I do have an ethical obligation to my client, but I also have an ethical obligation to the court, which is bigger than me, to be honest and call someone out and bring to the court's attention if someone's not being straight. If someone's unwilling to do that, then I think that in and of itself questions their integrity a little bit, because you have to stand up for something that is what's right, whether it's the winning position or the losing position. I do agree with you that just being nice, going along to get along, can lead you to a lot of problems. I mean, look, there's someone we both know who leads the school where your son is and my son went, who has a great line. He told me once, "Don't confuse kindness with weakness."
So true.
And you know who I'm talking about, and it completely applies to him.
Yes.
100%.
Oh,
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Super kind, super strong.
Super kind, but do not mistake it for weakness.